Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, the fastest growing gear site on the web, and today we're gonna uncrate the NEXX XWED3. What's up, Speed Addicts fan? Before we get into the NEXX XWED3 in all of its glory, before we do that, do us a favor, subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel, stay up to date, get educated by me on all things motorcycle gear and accessories. You'll make great buying decisions that way. And if you'd like to support us, what keeps the lights on is when you shop with us at speedaddicts.com. There's a link in the description if you're not already on our site. It'll take you over there to shop the full selection of NEXX helmets and accessories. Speedaddicts.com, your place for everything you need for your next two-wheel adventure. And last shameless plug, if you're in SoCal, just come and shop in person. We've got the NEXX XWED3 in the world's most epic helmet wall right here in the showroom. You can actually see into the studio and see the behind the scenes here at Speed Addicts. We got apparel, e-bikes, boots, everything here at the new Superstore. Okay, let's get into it. What is this before me? This is the third generation of the NEXX Adventure series of helmets, the X series. I had the original XWED1. Let's see. Or they call it an XD1. This was my personal XD1 that I put plenty of miles on. And this thing, if it looks familiar to you, that NEXX at one point also made the Turtec helmet. So they've iterated on this now. This is the third generation. This one's from about 10 years ago. Even the first generation, I liked a whole lot. It did have some, over the years, the XWED or the XD1 and the version 2 had some issues. We'll get into that in a minute, but they really have learned with each generation of their adventure helmet. They've refined it. I mean, it looks like a whole different animal. It's a lot more technical at this point. The reason why people buy the NEXX XWED3 is because it is so versatile. It's going to come with every accessory you could imagine, and then some that you probably didn't, from action camera mounts to pin lock inserts. It is a helmet that is ready for virtually any situation that you're going to jump into on two wheels. Let's get this old guy out of here. Okay. In case you weren't aware, NEXX is a Portuguese company. Portugal is over in Europe somewhere for you Americans that don't know your geography. I'm not shaming you. It's like kind of Spain, Portugal, it's right there. Okay, the point is that this helmet is actually made in Europe. Yeah, surprising, I know, because most other manufacturers who are in Europe outsource everything to Asia, okay? That's not the case with NEXX. NEXX owns their own factory. They oversee all the production right there in Portugal. It is a high quality producer. They're gonna give you a 2-year warranty on your XWED3. And the company owner founder is an engineer. So they're very ambitious with their feature set. Now the XWED comes in two variations, primary variations. You're gonna have the carbon fiber, which you see before me, and then the X Matrix 2, which is a composite material. So composite, $499. The carbon fiber is a eye-watering $250 upgrade, so it's a big jump when all that's really changing is going to be that carbon fiber shell construction. They also throw in a dark smoke visor when you step up to this one. You get a bigger pin lock insert, a little bit bigger, and you get like a magnetic strap retention system for the tail and the snap. So those are a few extra things. The main thing is that it is a bit lighter. It's coming in at about 3 ounces lighter than the composite, and that does make a fairly big difference. This is not a light helmet. They weigh right around between 16 and 1,700 grams, or almost 4 pounds, depending on which version you have, so just south of 4 pounds. So if you can save a few ounces, that is a good thing. And those weights are with the peak attached. If you take that off, you're gonna save some weight. And you can ride with this helmet without the peak on it. It comes with covers. We'll get into that in a minute. Now, they also NEXX makes an XWED3, which is essentially the same exact adventure helmet that ships without the peak, and then they add on a diffuser so that it's more road ready. It doesn't have this goggle strap on the back, but otherwise it's the same thing. And the helmet is DOT and ECE 2206, of course. Again, we have a European producer. They're going to be dual homologated with the latest ECE standard, that 2206, which is great in terms of protection standpoint. Okay, there are the labels there. Now, one of the best things about the NEXX XWED3 is going to be the fit. This is an intermediate oval head shape, and if you have an intermediate oval head, you are gonna love the fit of this thing. It just is so comfortable. You can spend a ton of time in this without any issues, hot spots. The way it sits on my cheekbones, you don't want a helmet to smush you down here, okay? That's like in your gum line. You want it to sit and ride on your cheekbones with that pressure. It is amazing, and it runs very true. So I'd say it's in the top handful of helmets in terms of fit that we sell or that I've ever tried on. So 3 shell sizes, extra small, small, medium, large share a shell, and then they have a 3rd shell for the larger sizes, extra small through 3X, okay? So they got a wide range of sizes. For example, or for a reference point, I am a 24-inch circumference and I'm wearing the extra large. It fits me awesome. I have enough room in the chin bar area. I'm not right up on the chin bar. It's just great, okay? So despite it being a little heavier, okay, north of that 3.5 pound mark, creeping towards 4, it is well fit, which makes it feel less heavy, if that makes sense to you. Again, we're looking at the carbon fiber version here. Okay, that is a little bit of the breakdown on the shell construction. Who can wear this helmet? I mean, you're talking about dual sport adventure bikes, but really if you want to go jump on, you know, your Harley and you want to pull off the peak and run this, they include some caps, so you can do that. It's really up to you how you want to use the XWED. Now, the other main thing that they have iterated and improved is the ventilation. The ventilation is extreme here. Okay, so we have 7 points of intake, and the 3 on the top are absolutely massive. So you see these giant cheese graters. The design is really nice too, so it's very modern, technical design. 1, 2, 3. These are big sliders. They're easy to find. They have little texture on them, so you can grip them well, and you can reach right through. It's kind of daring to put one right through the middle of the peak here. Then in the brow area, you have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you're gonna get even more air in, and then you have kind of your standard chin bar vent there. Now, the EPS is also a very interesting design, nothing we've seen before. This EPS system looks like a waffle iron, and it is meant to deal with vibration, quiet the helmet, and also it's going to promote a lot of airflow. Now, in terms of the noise on this helmet, it wasn't particularly quiet. I would say helmets like this that are so well ventilated rarely are, and then you got carbon fiber as well. And so, you know, that EPS probably cut that down and helped them out a bit. And we'll cut in some pictures of their EPS system for the XWED3. It's very interesting. On the rear, we have exhaust underneath this diffuser here, and then 2 more down low. So 4 exhausts on the back, 7 intakes up front. Again, the number 1 reason people buy the XWED3 is because it is so versatile, the number of accessories, the different riding styles it will accommodate. And number 2 is probably the ventilation. This is one of the most well-ventilated adventure helmets that you're gonna find out there. Now let's talk about the face shield. Face shield is huge, and that was always one of the selling points, even on that old XD1 I pulled out here and showed you. When you're in the helmets, these adventure helmets from NEXX, you are in a fishbowl. This is just an enormous field of view here. So if you're looking for something with lots of visibility, this is a great option. Now, this visor has a clip in the front here. You're just gonna go ahead and lift that up. We do have several detents, okay? It's a 3 position. So you can have a demist, cracked it just like that, a center one, and then all the way up. I guess it's 4, there's 1 more stop there. Okay, so you notice that this visor gets way up out of the way. That's so that you can run goggles. You don't have to take the face shield off to run goggles, but you can. So if you're gonna do more technical riding with the helmet, go ahead and pop off the visor. It has a very intuitive design here. You're just gonna rock that, it's gonna pop right out, and then you're gonna go push it right back into place, okay? So very easy shield swaps, or if you're gonna take it off, leave it in your bag, and go rock the goggles and some more technical single track riding, by all means, go for it. Other thing that this helmet has that a lot of helmets don't when it comes to the drop-down interior sun visor is you see the coverage. See how far this U shape is up on the nose? That's because it's dropping way down low here. You're basically getting full coverage from this visor, and few other brands do that. A lot of them stop short, and it's kind of in your field of view, super annoying, something that I really hate. I'd rather just not have a drop-down visor than have one that goes like right there, like you see a lot of them. This one cranks all the way down, so it is very useful. They can be removed if you don't want to run it. And then they do make smoke and iridium options for the exterior. Now you are going to get a smoke with just the Pro Carbon version. Again, it's a $250 upgrade from the composite, but they're going to give you a smoke interior, exterior. That's one of the things you get for all that money that you're included or that you're paying there. Before we flip the helmet over and look at the inside, let's talk about this peak. So this peak has been designed to not pull at speed. You notice how much of it is missing, okay? A lot of it's been cut away to let air move through the helmet without pulling on your head, but you still have the sun protection. If it's not in the right spot, you got 3 adjustment points. Most dual sport helmets don't give you all that adjustment, and then you're also going to get a visor extender in the box to give you a little bit more coverage. But wait, there's more. There's also an action camera mount that you can install right here for that top view, something that no one else is going to include for you. Okay, so again, this is the 3rd version. They've really worked on the peak so that it doesn't pull. The other thing worth mentioning is that the older helmets had a lever style fastener here to hold the peak on the helmet that was terribly designed. Those things, if you didn't get them just right, people could break them, they could fall off. We sold a ton of replacements, always a bad sign. Not here, we just have really simple screws system, and so far this helmet's been out for a minute now. We're a little late on our review. We are happy to report this peak retention system is thumbs up. Okay, while we're talking about some of the accessories, I'll show you what comes in the box. Another accessory sold separately. Okay, you see the integrated comms here. So, integrated comms, the X-COM3, they have a standard version for $199, and then they got the Pro for around $350. The Pro is essentially a Sena 50 series. It has mesh, it has all the high-end stuff that you'd get from a Sena 50. It's made by Sena. And then the standard version for $199 is more stripped down. It's more like a 10 or 20 series from Sena. It does a lot of the same stuff, but you don't get like that mesh communication. Okay, so the option is yours. We're gonna have videos on the X-COM3 so you can pick. The point is that it's fully integrated. You see how small this panel here is. So it's real seamless, it's real nice. If you're gonna run comms and you don't already have your own Cardo, PackTalk, or other universal option that you wanna install here, get theirs because it is very nice. You see how small this panel is. You don't have a big chunky computer hanging off the side because the battery is tucked underneath, and all that stays on the outside is the control module. Whereas with the universal Cardo systems or Sena systems, you get that big bulky pack here because the battery is included. Also, you're gonna notice sticking out right here, what is that orange lever? That is the emergency release for the cheek pad system. So you peel the rubber back and you hit that orange switch, and then EMS can pull the cheek pads out more carefully. Last thing around the back, this is just a visor strap retention system. So you put, or a goggle strap. So you're gonna drop your goggle strap into there, and then if you put your goggles up or on the back, they're not gonna fall off as easy. Okay, let's look at the accessory pack real quick. So NEXX used to, well, their adventure helmets always came with a lot of accessories, which was cool, right? Action camera mounts, all sorts of different little add-ons. The problem is they used to ship it all in this bag and it was a big mess. Now they've got this really smartly designed corner piece that comes in the helmet box that's got it all right here. It's like a model kit. Okay, so we have chin curtain. We've got the plates to cover up if you want to run this thing without the face shield. You can put the plates on the side and run it more like a standard off-road helmet with goggles. And then you have several different, I think you have 3 different action camera mounts, top, side, and then the one that most people are going with now is in that chin bar region, so that you get a plug in there. You get an extra set of screws, and so pretty much all the accessories here are covered. This comes with both the composite and with the Carbon Pro. You're also going to get that peak extender, which I mentioned. This clips on right here and gives you another 1.5 inches or so of coverage in the sun. And then finally, both the composite and the X Pro Carbon are gonna come with a pin lock. You get the 120 XLT with a Pro Carbon, a little bit bigger lens, Pinlock lens. In case you're not familiar, that's what mounts on these little tabs on the side of the face shield to reduce or mitigate fog. So if fog's a problem, they also got you covered here, which is nice. Again, the composite over there is $499 versus $749, okay? All right, let's flip this thing over and check out the interior. So you're gonna notice some very interesting things on the bottom side of the NEXX XWED3. What are these bumpers, okay? So all around the collarbone region and then up in the front of this chin bar. These are to protect your collarbone and sternum in case you're in an accident. A lot of times the head comes down, the bottom of the helmet makes contact with the body, and they're gonna give you this bumper system. This is something you're seeing on more top flight motocross helmets to protect the collarbone, a really common injury. Okay, so this is a really kind of unique thing. I've never seen it on a dual sport helmet before, something cool that NEXX is innovating in. These little straps here are to route hydration. So you got hydration ready. You have a chin curtain here, a serviceable mouth guard in the back to clean that out if you need to. And then on the Pro Carbon, you're going to get a magnetic button here. They all have the double D ring. So I know a lot of you don't like quick release or ratchet style. They are not doing that here. The interior is just an exceptionally nice place to be. Let me get rid of this drop down visor. Oh, by the way, drop down visor actuated over here on the left side, up out of the way. Putting it down low will interfere with other comm systems. So you can use your own. I know I mentioned the comm system earlier, integrated option. If you're gonna run your own Cardo, you do have to get up out of the way of some of this stuff, and it's gonna mount kind of high, but you can still do it. Okay, nice interior, a little bit more light in there now. Let's see if we can show you the inside of this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this interior out so you can take a look, but this is their X-Mart dry liner, moisture wicking, lots of stitching, panels, cool stuff going on. Let me go ahead and remove this stuff. There are speaker pockets back here, of course, for either the X-COM unit, if you want to go with theirs, or your own. Okay, there it is. That's going to be used in combination with that release on the back to pull this out in an emergency situation. You notice these little holes here, so you get that ventilation coming in from the front, blowing through the bottom of the helmet, which is really nice. Just a beautiful system here from NEXX. Let's go ahead and open the bottom cheek pad system. All right, and two. So inside we see the speaker pocket like I talked about, and then that emergency release system that's going to release the cheek pad in case someone needs to get you out of there carefully. And then let's remove the rest of this liner. So inside here, this EPS, once I get the liner out of the way, you're gonna see the amount of ventilation ducting that's been engineered into this thing. And the part that you can't see, we'll go ahead and clip in here again so you can see their kind of, new EPS design, which is pretty darn interesting. All right, let me get the last couple snaps. All right, here's the headliner. You notice here they're not putting any mesh here. There's a lot of open space to let the air get onto your scalp and cool you down, help you make good decisions out there on the bike. And then you can see the studio right through that EPS. So those big windows, those big window vents up on the top, they're not just for show. There's a lot of ducting in here. It's gonna keep you nice and cool, and it is an EPS liner that of course is passing ECE 2206. So you notice it's passing those latest safety standards. 2-year warranty, made in Europe. It's got all the bells and whistles, kids. Anything you're gonna do adventure dual sport wise, the XWED3 has got you covered. Come check it out in person in the Superstore in Orange or at speedaddicts.com. Remember, free returns, 90-day exchange or return policy at Speed Addicts. Appreciate you. You'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.